Hello my book besties, welcome back to my channel and welcome to the June TBR video. I'm super excited because of course this is going to be my June TBR. You guys probably did not get to see my May TBR. I don't know if I posted it or not when I post this video, so just know that it may not have happened, but just for reference I will show you my May TBR. I had The Perks of Being a Wallflower, Days at the Murasaki Bookshop, Owls in Autumn, Say You Who Remember Me by Abby Jimenez, Curse for True Love by Stephanie Garber, and Iron Flame. As you guys know, every month I let you guys know what book I put on my book club pick. If you have not joined it, you definitely should. It's my favorite book club. It's linked down below in the description box. The book club book that I picked for June is Onyx Storm. Are we surprised? No, you shouldn't be. You shouldn't be shocked at all because let's just say you're gonna get my opinion on like the second book soon. If you watch my video where I wrapped up the first 3 months of the year, guys, the first book tore me to pieces. So just know it's gonna get real crazy. And I heard that this book actually leaves off on a cliffhanger. There's 2 more books. 2 more books? Girl did not say nothing about that when she wrote this series, okay? Let's just say that. I'm excited to get into the rest of the story with Violet and Xaden, just continuing the story. Guys, I'm not ready. I'm not ready for the pain that this book is about to cause me. I'm not ready. It is what it is, and we're gonna continue the story. I'm just really hoping that this does not like put me into a book slump, because I heard so many people say after they read this book that they were in a huge book slump. That is going to tear me to pieces. That's also why I'm like really hesitant, but like I also really do want to read this. I do want to continue the story. I do want to finish it. I know I love this series. I love the characters. I love this world. I love everybody here, except for a couple people. I'm so ready to continue this series. Like, it's crazy. Oh my gosh, the way the second book ended, I was not ready. I wasn't ready. And I was kind of ready to pick up the third book, but I was also like, I need to take a break or I'm gonna lose my mind. So yeah, just be prepared for Onyx Storm and me. So anyways, today we're gonna have my TBR jar pick out my June TBR. I'm super excited. I've done the prompts a few times this year, and of course I'm gonna be using it again. This is the jar that y'all always see me use usually. The last couple of times it's been a bowl and a cup. I know, it's been a little bit different this year. We've had a lot of things going on. Yes, we're back to the TBR jar, the actual TBR jar. I did switch out all of the prompts in here. So like all the prompts I had in here originally were on like little sticky notes, but I decided to put them on these little thin papers. So it looks like a little bit, but there's definitely a lot of prompts in here. Realistically, I think I'm only going to pick 6 to 7 books. Now, if I'm going to read those 6 to 7 books, we don't know because I have an internship. So I'm going to be very busy from literally 8 a.m. to 5:30 p.m. every single day, Monday through Friday. I'm only gonna really have the weekends. I'm excited to get into this, but I don't know realistically how many books I'm actually gonna read from the TBR, but we're gonna pray that I read at least 3 to 4 because I know that's probably manageable. And I have my Kindle now, so I feel like I'll be able to read a lot more. So without further ado, let's just go ahead and get into picking my TBR. Here we are. I shook it up real good because your girl definitely just put these in here not that long ago. So again, we're gonna mix it one more time and we're gonna pick our first prompt. A book written with a cursive title. Another thing that I forgot to mention is I'm mainly picking from my high priority list, which is all of the books on these 3 shelves. Basically, I redid my whole bookshelves, and again, there's going to be a whole nother video where I did my entire bookshelf again. I technically did a high priority list, a medium priority, and a low priority. I'm mainly choosing from the high priority so that way I can get the books that I really want to read out the way, and then I'll be moving down the list as we go, you know? So that's where I'm mainly picking these books from. So all 3 of these you'll be seeing me like choose from, not anything else, because I really do want to try to get as many of the books out of the way that are on my high priority, because those are books that I really want to read. So I actually have 5 great books that are on the cursive line of titles. So we have here Love on the Brain by Ali Hazelwood, Promise Me Sunshine by Cara Bastone, Verity by Colleen Hoover, Lolita by Nabokov, and then we also have Finding 13 by Clay Walsh. These 5 books are all on my high priority, which makes this really hard because I really want to read every single one of these books. I don't know which one to choose. I put Lolita on my TBR a couple of times and haven't read it, so I'm just gonna go ahead and knock that out of the question and say no. Verity, a movie's coming out soon, but I don't know when. And also, this is kind of like thriller vibes in a way, and I feel like I want to save this for later on in the year, so I'm also going to say no to this. This one's really peeking at me because I really do want to read this one, and it definitely is giving summer vibes as well. It's very much summer vibes, but it's also very sad because this is grieving. I've heard so many good things about this book. I've heard that it's like really deep and it's very, you know, tearful, and I would definitely be vibing with this. So I think this is going to be like one of the priorities. so we're gonna probably choose from this one. This one's definitely ranking high on the yes list. We also have Love on a Brain by Ali Hazelwood. Now, I've read Ali's other books. I've also put this book on my TBR a couple of times and haven't read it either. But it definitely does give all vibes for like summer. I don't know. I don't know if I'm gonna pick it. We're gonna put this on a yes too. This one. It's another series. I don't know how bad I want to get into another series right now. And I don't feel like I'm going to be able to give this my full priority and attention just yet. So I don't know, but I really do want to read this one. I really do. I really do want to read this one. But I also have a couple more prompts that could lead me to like actually picking this book. But like, again, I don't know if I really want to start another series because right now my brain is also in the midst of like 3 other series. Like my brain definitely is like, I want to read everything else. You know what I'm saying? Since I already know like I'm really interested in getting into all 3 of these books, I really don't know. I know, but I don't know. I want to get into all 3 of these, don't get me wrong. But I think I'm gonna go with Promise Me Sunshine by Bastone because it gives off summer vibes from the cover. Like from the cover, I'm just like, okay, this is summery vibes. But I also know this is very heartbreaking for 1. For 2, this is dealing with like grief and just so much more on top of that. So I feel like this is definitely gonna be one of those stories that break my heart, but is going to put it back together softly and peacefully in the end. I don't know. I'm really scared, but I'm excited. I'm excited, scared. I'm scared, excited. You know what I'm saying? This is gonna be the 2nd book on the TBR, and hopefully I enjoy this book. Alrighty, so let's move on to the 3rd book of the TBR. A book with a yellow cover. I really do only have a couple of books with a yellow cover, and I'm kind of scared to pick both of them. First of all, one of the ones that like catch my eye immediately is this one. The Priory of the Artistry. This is by Samantha Shannon. Now, this is a really thick book, as you can see. I could definitely put it on my TBR, but it would be definitely counterproductive because, again, another series. It's only 3 books long because she is making the 3rd book to this one, but I don't know. This is a really thick book, guys. Like, it's really thick. Yeah, I think the only book that I have with a yellow cover. Now, I hope that this is on Kindle Unlimited because it would make it easier to get through this book if I get to it, that is. So, yeah, and this baby is like 800 pages. Like, now I'm used to reading like Fourth Wing because it's like, okay, 500, like, you know, 600, okay, between 800 and 900 pages, what? So this is another one of those kind of stories about like dragons and stuff like that. So it's about this princess. Her name is Queen, well, not princess, she's a queen, Queen 𝚟𝚘 the 9th. She must conceive a daughter, and assassins and stuff like that are getting closer to her door, so she has like no time. She has to have a baby or something like that. And then like 𝚑, I'm not sure if that's how you pronounce her name. It's literally 𝚑. I'm not sure how to pronounce that at all. But anyway, she's like an outsider to the court, and she's like position of lady in waiting. She's keeping the queen like safe with her magic, or forbidden magic, shall I say. And then across the dark sea, there's 𝚹𝚔, has been trained to be a dragon rider since she was a child, but is forced to make a choice that could see her life unravel. I think this is like a really big world, I think, for 1. For 2, it's just like a kingdom, you know. I really don't know, but we're just gonna put it on our TBR because this is the only one that matches the prompt. Okay, let's choose the 4th book for our TBR. A book set in the season. It's definitely all wrinkled, but y'all can definitely see that. A book set in the season. So like basically anything that's set in summer because, well, we're in spring/summer, so I guess anything that gives all spring summer vibe. I have like 2 books here that are definitely that. So I have Every Summer After by Carley Fortune, and I also have Meet Me at the Lake. I would definitely be reading this one, so I'm gonna put this one out for that. Definitely this one, It Happened One Summer by Tessa Bailey. We have The Proposal by Jasmine Guillory, and I've read one of her other books. It was amazing. This is kind of set in the summer, I guess, because it is like, you know, baseball, has palm trees, cupcakes, ice cream. Then the last one I also found is Love and Gelato by Jenna Evan Welch. We have a good 4 books to choose from. Now, this one's really hard because all 4 of these books are actually ones I really do want to read. This is definitely one that's like high radar for me because I've seen so many people talk about it, and I also know that she's coming out with another book, and it's called, I forgot. I'm not kidding. I don't really remember what it's called, but she is coming out with another book. She only comes out with 1 book a year. I definitely do want to read this one because I just want to catch on to the bandwagon, but I also heard this is about like, you know, summer love, you know, summer love, romance kind of thing. It's like a second chance romance, I believe. This one is a second chance romance, so I definitely would love to read that. Then we have It Happened One Summer. I feel like I'm the only person left who has not read this book by Tessa Bailey because I feel like everybody's read it. I haven't read it yet. I don't know what I feel about this book. Oh, so this is a small town romance. I don't know why I haven't picked this up yet. I honestly don't know why I haven't picked this up yet. So this is another one. Then we have another book that's been on my TBR for a good minute. This is Love and Gelato by Jenna Evans Walsh. And this is a series actually. So I'm kind of trying to avoid series. So I'm going to say no already because I'm trying to avoid so much of series. I really don't want to read a lot of series right now. But this is YA and this is about Lena, and she's kind of just reliving her mother's life in Italy. So I thought this was really cutesy, but I don't know. I'm just gonna say no because it is a series and I don't know if I want to get into another series. And then this one is just Jasmine Guillory. This is definitely something I definitely want to read because this is by her, and I read her stories before and I really enjoyed it. It was by the book by Jasmine Guillory and that one was really good, and I definitely would love to see this writing. This one is a contemporary romance, which seems really fun, and this is about a freelance writer. So this is fake dating. I think I picked it up because it was fake dating. These two are definitely high on the radar. I feel like if anything I would choose between these three. So we're gonna ask Siri to do so because I don't know. Choose a number between 1 and 3. She chose 1. So it looks like we're reading Every Summer After by Carley Fortune. Yay! Siri is a G because that is literally the one I really wanted to pick. I didn't know. So she did it for me. Anyways, we're gonna be reading Every Summer After, and I'm super excited for this one. Again, so many people have talked about this book. So many people have said that this is a great book, a fun one, and everybody loves her reads. And you know, why wouldn't I? All right, on to our 4th/5th one. This one says a black cover. I don't know what's up with the colors today. I have a lot of books with black covers, so let's choose them. So here are all the books with black covers, and I have a lot actually. So first of all, again, we have Verity because this one is a black cover. Again, this is no. Then we have Beyond the Story. This is a story about BTS. I low-key would love to read this one actually because BTS is coming back soon. I'm excited because BTS is coming back from all of their military service in like 30 days, and I'm so happy because like what? So this would be really fun. This is just about their story, just like their chapters throughout the year. So this would be really fun. So I'm definitely gonna put this in a yes pile. The next one I have here is To Sleep in a Sea of Stars. This is by Paolini, and this is like a sci-fi-ish kind of story. This is about Cara. So basically she ends up on this unrecognizable planet or something like that. I'm not even really sure, but she finds an alien relic, and at this she is delighted, of course, but elation turns into terror when the ancient dust around her begins to move. And actually I would really love to read this because I really do love sci-fi. I just haven't read one in a minute. I feel like this would definitely be something I want to read. This is again another big one, but it's not as big as The Priory of the Orange Tree. I don't know why that one looks so different from this one. I definitely would put this in a yes pile because I definitely would enjoy this book. I feel like I'm gonna have a good time reading this one. Another book we have here is As Good as Dead by Hallie Jackson. Now, this one has been on my TBR a good bit of times. Y'all already know this. This is YA. This is the 3rd and last book. Well, not the last book because there is another one. It's called Killjoy, and it's basically like the little novella after this. So basically there's one more book, but this is technically the whole last book, and this is the Good Girl's Guide to Murder series, and this is the last book in it. I definitely would read this, but I don't really remember the first 2 books. I'm not gonna lie. I definitely should have put this in lower priority, but I would enjoy reading it. I've heard this one is a little bit more darker, a little bit more, you know, crazier. I would enjoy reading this. Now, do I want to read this now? Probably not. So I'm gonna put this in a no. Then we got I Fell in Love with Hope. I started this book a while ago, and I started it and like I didn't finish it. And I got like 20 to 30-ish pages in. It was really sad already from like the get-go. And I definitely would put this on a yes. It would definitely make me cry. It's kind of giving 5 Feet Apart vibes because it's like 2 patients, I guess. I definitely am gonna put this in a yes. Last but not least, we have here Night House by Leigh Bardugo. Now, I do want to get into Leigh Bardugo. I put this on my TBR quite a few times. Have I read it yet? No. But it's mainly because I'm always in school when I have these academia books that I really want to read. Now, I would enjoy reading this, but not right now. I think this is more of a fall read for me personally, so I'm gonna put this in the no section. So now again, we are stuck with 3 books that I really do want to read. Now, I don't know which one I want to read. Everything in here is mainly the music and their life story and stuff like that, so I definitely feel like I would be ready to read this one, but I don't know. I think I'm gonna say no to this one. Again, we're gonna ask Siri because I don't know. This is really hard. So we're gonna choose this as number 1 and this one as number 2, and we're gonna see what number Siri picks. Siri, choose a number between 1 and 2. She chose 1 again. I set myself up, so here we are. So this is gonna be on my TBR. I'm really excited to read this one actually. I really hope I do get to this. Hopefully this is on Kindle Unlimited. I'm not really sure if it is though. If it's not, then we all know this is gonna be really hard for me to finish this month. We are getting a lot of big books. I feel like this is definitely an exciting TBR, but like the fact that they're all so big. If I did not have an internship, I'd definitely be more confident that I'm gonna finish a good couple of them, but I don't know. I don't know right now. It's a lot. It's looking like a lot. So hopefully we get some smaller books. I don't know. We're gonna see what happens. A book about book lovers, writers, or publisher. So immediately, I think the book that jumps out at me is this one. Story of My Life by Lucy Score, but I'm not sure if I have any other one. Okay, so I have two other books. So we have The Book Thief by Marcus Zusak, and I feel like this is definitely one that I've heard a lot of great things about. So basically she steals a book from her brother's funeral that she finds at her brother's funeral, so I think this is like a really interesting book. I guess this isn't about like a book lover. I guess it's just about a girl who stole a book. This is about Hazel Hart, and she's a novelist, so she's a romance novelist, so she's actually a writer. I feel like this would be definitely something that I pick up like immediately if I didn't already have this many books on here that were this thick already. And then last but not least, we have the writer, Nicole. She's a writer, obviously. This is a smaller book, so I feel like I definitely should go with this one because it is smaller. These two are really thick alone, so like I don't know if I want to go for two bigger books again. So we have two more books to pick because I'm excluding kind of sort of my like book club book because that is something that I usually do read, but I'm excluding it because it's definitely not a part of the TBR jar, you know what I'm saying? So I'm gonna go with two more books. We're gonna see what happens. Hopefully I don't get a color, and hopefully I get a book that's less than 200 pages. I don't really have that many books that are less than 200 pages, let's just be honest. Book with a one-word title. I literally only have one book with a one-word title, so we're gonna go with this one. This is Lolita. This is the only book I have with a one-word title, which is actually really funny. I've had this on my TBR so many times, but I do want to read it. I do want to read it. I feel like this would be the perfect time to read it. For some reason, I feel like while it's raining most of the time, I feel like this would definitely be a book that I can read on my downtime just to feel smart. I don't know. Anyways, it's like less than 400 pages, which is better than all the other books on here because all of these books are between 300 to 700 pages. So this is definitely one of those quick reads, hopefully. This is by Vladimir Nabokov. Definitely a acclaimed classic that many have talked about. This is about Herbert and Dolores, so I'm definitely interested in reading this. Like, I do want to read this book, so hopefully it's a good one. Hopefully it's a good one. Hopefully I actually get to this book. Let's just say that, because I do know there's a lot of controversial things in this book. Okay, so we're on the last book. Oh my gosh, that's kind of crazy. Already on the last book. Okay, what does it say? Read a book with a talking animal. I don't know if I have a book with a talking animal. I don't know. Let me check this one. This is Lonely Castle in the Mirror, and I think this is the only other book that would probably count. I'm not sure. Let me see. Believe. So I think this is the pick for this one because it talks about a girl she met in a wolf mask. So I'm not sure if this is technically counted as a talking animal, but this is the closest thing I can find to that, okay? So forgive me. So basically it's about this girl. Her name is Kokoro, and basically her days blur together as she hides in her bedroom, unable to face her family and friends. I'm not sure why. Oh, she dropped out of school. She was bullied and she dropped out of school. So like unable to face her friends and family, she spirals into despair. And then her mirror begins to shine, and she's entered into this bizarre fairy tale castle, which is guarded by a girl in a wolf mask. And then 6 other students have been brought into the castle, and soon the marvelous refuge becomes their playground. So I'm excited to see how this will work. I feel like it's giving off Narnia vibes. I don't know. It's definitely giving that. This one's not a closet, but it's a mirror. So it sounds interesting. I definitely would be excited to read this one. We're going to do a quick recap of every single book that I have on my TBR. In total, we have 8 books. First, starting with Onyx Storm by Rebecca Yarros, Promise Me Sunshine by Cara Bastone, Priory of the Orange Tree by Samantha Shannon, Every Summer After by Carley Fortune, To Sleep in a Sea of Stars by Christopher Paolini, The Proposal by Jasmine Guillory, Lolita by Vladimir Nabokov. Last but not least, we have Lonely Castle in the Sky, Mizuki Tsujimura. So these are all of the books on my TBR, and I'm super excited. I feel like all of these books are definitely interesting, and I definitely would be able to get to every single one of these, like at least a little bit if I have the time. Hopefully, I don't know how many of these books are going to be on Kindle because your girl is not going to be able to take every single one of these books with her. Alright you guys, hopefully you enjoyed today's TBR video. I know I did. I had a good time picking out my TBR, and hopefully I get to a good bit of these. Again, I'm like really scared because a lot of these are really big books and that might be a little daunting. For two, I don't know how many of these books are also on my Kindle. Let's do the umbrella emoji from all the way to the end of today's video. Please let me know what you guys have on your TBR for June. Anyways, please don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell so you get notified every time I post a new bookish video. I know I had a good time. Remember to be true and be you, and read whatever you want to. I love you guys so much, and I will see you guys in the next bookish video. Bye!